I never thought I'd be writing this, but sometimes life throws you situations that make you question everything you believed about the people closest to you. My husband and I have been married for 15 wonderful years. We met in our sophomore year of college, and he's the only man I've ever been intimate with. Now at 39, with 2 amazing kids aged 11 and 9, we've built what I always considered a perfect life together. Every summer, we have this tradition where we host my husband's old friend Marcus and his wife Sophia at our place. We've been doing this for years. Our kids are around the same age and get along great, so it's always been a fun arrangement. This year's visit started like any other, with the usual catch-up conversations, kids playing together, and sharing meals. Last Friday, after we put all the kids to bed, Marcus suggested we should enjoy some drinks by our pool. The night was warm, and it seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm not much of a drinker, never have been, so while everyone else was getting pretty tipsy with their cocktails, I just nursed a glass of wine. The conversation started normally enough, but then took an unexpected turn when Sophia brought up their sex life. She talked about how things had slowed down when their kids were younger, but mentioned they'd recently rediscovered their spark. That's when Marcus dropped the bombshell. They had started exploring the swinger lifestyle. I nearly choked on my wine, but my husband seemed surprisingly engaged in the conversation. When Marcus asked if we'd ever considered it, my husband just smiled and said we've always had a great sex life. I sat there, growing more uncomfortable by the minute. Sophia turned to me and asked if I ever wondered about what I might have missed out on, since my husband was my only partner. The way she said it felt almost condescending. I told her straight up that finding my husband was like winning the lottery. Why would I regret not buying losing tickets? But the conversation didn't stop there. Marcus kept telling my husband about their experiences, and to my surprise, my husband was asking questions about how they got started, how they meet other couples, and how they handle jealousy. Sophia kept pushing, asking if we'd ever consider trying it. Finally, I'd had enough. I told them plainly that I could never imagine being intimate with another man, and I'd probably leave my husband if he wanted to do that. I said it would feel like cheating to me, even with permission, and added that my husband's love was more than enough. I didn't need attention from other men. That shut them up pretty quick. Marcus changed the subject, and we managed to get through the rest of their visit without bringing it up again. But after they left, my husband said I'd been too harsh and judgmental about their lifestyle. He thought I shouldn't have compared swinging to cheating, or implied Sophia was attention-seeking. I stood my ground. I told him I felt uncomfortable with them pushing their lifestyle on us, especially with Marcus basically encouraging my husband to think about sleeping with other women. What bothered me even more was how my husband didn't shut down the conversation immediately. Instead, he kept asking for more details about their experiences. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of a much bigger issue that would make me question everything about my marriage. Last night, I decided it was time to have a serious talk with my husband about what happened. After the kids went to bed, I told him that the whole situation was still bothering me. I needed to understand why he wasn't upset when Sophia suggested I should regret not being with other men before him. His response caught me off guard. He said, "Just because we don't agree with someone's lifestyle doesn't mean we should judge them." He thought I was too harsh in comparing it to cheating and seeking attention. Then he dropped another bombshell. He already knew about Marcus and Sophia's situation. According to him, Marcus and Sophia's marriage was struggling last year. Sophia had become distant, and she suggested an open relationship. Marcus wasn't into the idea at first, but they decided divorce would be bad for their kids and tough financially. So Marcus suggested swinging as a compromise. They could explore together instead of doing things behind each other's backs. My husband said they seemed happier now, and Sophia was more invested in their marriage. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. "How do you know all this?" I asked. That's when my husband admitted Marcus had been telling him about it for the past year. He never told me because he thought it was their secret to share. Suddenly, everything about that night by the pool started making more sense. I remembered how my husband kept trying to get me to drink more, saying I should try his stronger cocktails, even though he knows I'm a lightweight. When Sophia suggested we all get in the pool, they stripped down to their underwear, including my husband. They kept asking me to join them, but I just sat there in my clothes, sipping my wine. The more I thought about it, the clearer it became. This wasn't just a random drunken confession. While Marcus and my husband discussed the benefits of swinging, Sophia kept pushing me to think about being with other men. I realized what many would have seen immediately. They were probably trying to recruit us. What made it even worse was learning that my husband knew about their lifestyle and still put me in that situation. He even encouraged me to get more drunk and undressed. When I asked if he thought Marcus and Sophia were trying to get us to swing with them, he smiled and said no. But I've been married to him long enough to know when he's not being honest. I kept pushing, and finally, he admitted that Sophia had asked him about it when they were planning their visit. He claimed he laughed it off because he thought she was joking. I felt sick to my stomach. This woman had actually asked my husband about sleeping with her, and he never told me. I'd spent the whole weekend playing the perfect host to someone who had propositioned my husband. I was so angry I ended up sleeping on the couch. My husband kept apologizing, saying he didn't want to betray Marcus and Sophia's privacy by telling me about their lifestyle. But I couldn't help feeling that his actions were completely inappropriate. He had tried to get me drunk and undressed in front of a couple he knew were swingers. It felt like a complete betrayal of trust. As I lay there on the couch, unable to sleep, I started questioning everything about my marriage. This morning, I still can't believe how quickly my perfect life has turned upside down. My husband keeps trying to talk to me, saying I'm making too big a deal out of this. But how can I not? The man I trusted completely for 15 years kept secrets from me and put me in a situation I never would have agreed to if I'd known the truth. I keep thinking about all our past interactions with Marcus and Sophia. How many times did they look at us and think about propositioning us? How many private conversations did my husband have with them about their lifestyle? Was I the only one not in on this secret? The worst part is, I'm not even sure if I'm more angry about Marcus and Sophia's behavior or my husband's. Yes, they were inappropriate in pushing their lifestyle on us, but they at least were honest about what they wanted. My husband, on the other hand, kept this from me for a year. He let me walk into that night completely unprepared. I tried explaining this to him today. I told him this isn't about judging anyone's lifestyle choices. It's about trust and respect. If Sophia had asked him about sleeping together, he should have told me immediately. Instead, he kept it secret and then tried to get me drunk and undressed in front of them. Even if he never intended to participate in their lifestyle, his actions showed a complete lack of respect for my boundaries. He keeps defending himself, saying he was just trying to be understanding of our friend's choices. But I can't help wondering, if he was really just being understanding, why did he need to hide it from me? Why did he try to get me drunk that night? Why didn't he speak up when Sophia was pressuring me? The kids can tell something's wrong. They keep asking why I'm sleeping on the couch and why Daddy and I aren't talking much. I don't know what to tell them. How do you explain to your children that your whole world has shifted because of something that, on the surface, might seem small to others? I've always believed marriage is about complete honesty. Even if you think the truth might hurt your partner, hiding things only makes it worse. My husband broke that trust. He might not have physically cheated, but emotionally, it feels like he chose Marcus and Sophia's privacy over our marriage's transparency. I know I need to make some decisions soon. I can't keep sleeping on the couch forever, and the kids deserve better than parents who barely speak to each other. But right now, I'm not sure what those decisions will be. One thing's for certain, Marcus and Sophia will never be welcome in our home again. I've blocked their numbers and removed them from my social media. My husband thinks I'm overreacting, but I can't imagine ever feeling comfortable around them again. As for my marriage, that's the harder question. 15 years, 2 kids, and countless happy memories. Can all of that outweigh this breach of trust? My husband keeps saying he'll do anything to make this right, but I'm not sure he even understands what he did wrong. I've started looking for a marriage counselor. Maybe a professional can help us work through this. I still love my husband, but love isn't always enough. We need trust, respect, and honesty too. Right now, I'm not sure we have any of those things. Looking back at that night by the pool, I realize it wasn't just about swinging or lifestyle choices. It was about boundaries, trust, and the secrets we keep from the people we love. I thought I knew everything about my husband, but now I wonder what else he might be hiding to protect other people's privacy. I don't know what the future holds for us. All I know is that I can't go back to being the trusting wife who never questioned anything. That woman died the moment I learned my husband had been keeping secrets from me. Whether we can build something new from these ashes remains to be seen. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that subscribe button to help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who might enjoy it too. Your support means a lot. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or story ideas, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.